Biography of Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping is the most powerful and influential Chinese leader since Mao Zedong. As the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China (CPC), President of the People's Republic of China (PRC), and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, he holds the three most critical positions of power in the country. His rule has been defined by a dramatic consolidation of personal authority, a sweeping anti-corruption campaign, an assertive foreign policy, and a tightening of state control over Chinese society. Early life and sent-down youth. Xi Jinping was born in Beijing in June 1953 into the elite of the Communist Party. He is considered a princeling, a term for the descendants of prominent Revolutionary-era officials. His father, Xi Zhongshan, was a revolutionary hero and a former vice premier. However, Xi's privileged childhood was shattered by the Cultural Revolution, 1966 to 1976. His father was purged by Mao Zedong and imprisoned. The family was torn apart, and a teenage Xi was denounced in public. In 1969, at the age of 15, he was sent to the remote and impoverished village of Liangjia in Shaanxi province as part of Mao's Down to the Countryside movement. He spent 7 years in Liangjia, living in a cave dwelling, enduring harsh physical labor, and learning about the struggles of rural life. This experience is a cornerstone of his official narrative, portraying him as a man of the people who understands hardship and is deeply connected to China's grassroots. It was during this time that he applied to join the Communist Party multiple times, finally being accepted in 1974. Education and rise through the ranks. After the Cultural Revolution, Xi was admitted to the prestigious Tsinghua University in Beijing in 1975, where he studied chemical engineering. Following graduation, he began his political career, leveraging his father's rehabilitated status. Xi's ascent was methodical and low profile. He held a series of increasingly important posts in different provinces, carefully building a reputation for being pragmatic, effective, and tough on corruption without drawing too much attention to himself. Hebei 198 to 1985 served as a local party secretary. Fujian 1985 to 2002 spent 17 years in this coastal province. Rising to the position of governor, he focused on attracting investment from nearby Taiwan and was known for his pro-business policies. Zhejiang 2002 to 2007 appointed party chief of this prosperous coastal province, where he cultivated an image and a reform-minded and anti-corruption leader. Shanghai 2007 served a brief but crucial stint as party chief of Shanghai after his predecessor was toppled by a corruption scandal. This move placed him firmly in the national spotlight. To national leadership. In 2007, Xi was promoted to the 9-member Politburo Standing Committee, the apex of power in China. He was appointed vice president in 2008 and placed in charge of overseeing the successful Beijing Olympics. He was widely seen as a compromise candidate to succeed Hu Jintao. Acceptable to various party factions, few at the time predicted the transformative and authoritarian nature of his future leadership. In November 2012, Xi Jinping was named General Secretary of the Communist Party and Chairman of the Central Military Commission. In March 2013, he completed the transition by becoming president of the PRC. Rule as paramount leader. Xi's leadership marked a sharp departure from the collective, more consensus-based rule of his predecessors. His key initiatives and policies include 1. Consolidation of power and anti-corruption campaign. Almost immediately, Xi launched a massive anti-corruption campaign, vowing to take down both Tiger's high-ranking officials and Fly's low-level bureaucrats. The campaign has been immensely popular with the public and has disciplined millions of officials. However, critics argue it has also been a highly effective tool for eliminating political rivals and consolidating his personal power. 2. Removal of term limits. In 2018, the National People's Congress abolished the 2-term limit for the presidency, effectively allowing Xi to rule for life. This was the most significant move in cementing his absolute authority in dismantling the collective leadership model established by Deng Xiaoping to prevent a return to Mao-style dictatorship. 3. Xi Jinping thought and ideological control. He has overseen a significant tightening of control over ideology. His political philosophy, Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, has been enshrined in the party and state constitutions, placing him on a par with Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. The state has cracked down on dissent, media freedom, and academia, while promoting a powerful narrative of national rejuvenation centered on the Chinese dream. 4. Assertive foreign policy. Under Xi, China has abandoned its previous hide and bide foreign policy in favor of a much more assertive and, at times, confrontational stance on the world stage. Key elements include Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), a colossal global infrastructure and investment project to expand China's economic and political influence. South China Sea, aggressive island building and militarization to enforce its territorial claims. Wolf warrior diplomacy, more combative and nationalistic style of diplomacy. US-China rivalry, tensions with the United States have escalated dramatically over trade, technology, Taiwan, and human rights. Economic and social policy. Xi has reasserted the dominance of the state over the economy, cracking down on private tech giants like Alibaba and Tencent and promoting common prosperity to address inequality. He has also overseen the expansion of a vast digital surveillance system, including the controversial social credit system, and implemented the zero-COVID policy, which initially contained the virus, but ultimately sparked widespread public protest before being abruptly abandoned in late 2022. 6. Human rights concerns. His tenure has been marked by a severe deterioration in human rights, most notably the mass detention of Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslims in Xinjiang, which many Western governments have labeled a genocide. In Hong Kong, a sweeping national security law effectively crushed the city's pro-democracy movement and autonomy. Personal life. Xi Jinping is married to Peng Liyuan, a renowned and glamorous contemporary folk singer who was arguably more famous than him before he became president. They have one daughter, Xi Ming's, who studied at Harvard University under a pseudonym and keeps an extremely low public profile. Legacy and assessment. Xi Jinping has fundamentally reshaped China's domestic politics and its role in the world. To his supporters, he's a visionary leader who has strengthened the party, curbed corruption, lifted millions from poverty, and restored China's national pride and standing as a global superpower. To his critics, he's an authoritarian ruler who has created a cult of personality, crushed dissent, committed grave human rights abuses, and set China on a dangerous and confrontational path with the democratic world. His legacy will be defined by his success or failure in navigating profound economic challenges and an increasingly tense geopolitical landscape while maintaining his iron grip on power.